From the Cronkite studios in downtown Phoenix, this is Cronkite News.
I would be in favor of sending a relatively small number, about 5,000 more to Iraq.
U.S. Senator John McCain spoke one-on-one with Cronkite News on the solutions to the Syrian conflict and the effect they have on national security.
Governor Doug Ducey was in the Capitol this weekend meeting with other Republican governors for their annual winter summit. We'll tell you what he took away from the conference.
According to national rankings, this year's flu virus is hitting Arizona the hardest. What health professionals are saying could be the reason.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News. I'm Jackie Padilla.
And I'm Juliet Thatcher. Thanks for joining us. The campaigning heads west in the heated Republican race for the presidential nomination. All eyes will be on Nevada tomorrow as frontrunner Donald Trump continues to lead all polls. Late today, Ted Cruz's national spokesperson resigned after distributing a video falsely claiming that Marco Rubio insulted the Bible. This follows the political action in Nevada over the weekend, which saw Hillary Clinton narrowly winning the Democratic caucus over Bernie Sanders.
Today is the last day to register in Arizona's presidential preference election, but the biggest group of voters in the state, independents, can't participate unless they affiliate with one party or another. Independent voters for Arizona gathered outside the Capitol today to rally for a change to the law that effectively prevents 37% of voters from voting in the primary. For Latinos and millennials, that number is over 50%. Independent voters have to take the extra step to register with a specific party for the primary, but many voters, independent voters, don't take that time to do that or refuse to on principle.
People have wanted to make independence seem as being lazy. It's not it at all. It's people feel that they would rather vote for the right person, not necessarily the party.
Cronkite News spoke with Arizona Senator John McCain for a one-on-one interview discussing McCain's take on the 2016 presidential race. Reporter Blake Bernard joins us with the highlights of that exclusive interview.
During his time as a presidential candidate, Arizona Senator John McCain was no stranger to mudslinging in politics. Still, he says that the general rancor of the 2016 presidential race is disturbing.
I'm sorry to say now that it has reached a new low.
Senator McCain ran for president twice, including a 2008 Republican nomination. He says in order for politicians to return to civil discourse, you need to step up.
The American people have to reject this kind of mudslinging and character assassinations that are going on. I think they have to reject people that practice it. I never called an opponent of mine a liar. I never disparaged their character or their integrity.
Hardly a week goes by without a candidate making the news for a backhand comment or dramatic statement regarding their opponents. McCain says they've lost track of what is important.
We've lost our view of the issues and concentrate on what the latest insult was. We have a world on fire.
Senator McCain also discussed his ideas to solving the Syrian conflict. In addition to instituting a no-fly zone, he wants U.S. military involvement.
Take out ISIS, that means go to Raqqa, where their base is, and a multinational military composed primarily of Sunni Arab countries, the United States contributing about 10,000 of the 100,000 that would be required.
Sending troops overseas is always a tough decision, but McCain believes when it comes to Syrian President Bashar al-Assad, those extreme decisions need to be made.
Because he's the one that caused all this, and he's the one that has already killed 250,000 of his citizens.
Additionally, McCain says when it comes to stopping ISIS in America, that means an increased national security and Silicon Valley helping out.
Have our military and the high-tech community sit down and work this out. There's bound to be a resolution.
Senator McCain hopes that resolution would make it okay for the government to have backdoor access to iPhones in attempts of preventing another attack like San Bernardino. He also says he would be in favor of selecting a committee that would help decide these issues of security versus private security versus national security. In downtown Phoenix, Blake Bernard, Cronkite News.
Meanwhile, Arizona Governor Doug Ducey is promoting the state's accomplishments to other state governors in an effort to focus their attention on Arizona's economic growth. Governor Ducey spent the last several days at the National Governors Association Conference, which wrapped up with a White House banquet today. Ducey emphasized the importance of bettering K-12 education. He also wants to continue improving the state of the economy and said other governors are listening.
Of improving K-12 education, improving our state's economy. That's why I ran for office, and that's what we're going to work on every day.
Today marks the day of Phoenix Startup Week, where a variety of entrepreneurs will speak across the valley. Reporter Sydney Glenn attended a panel focused on veteran entrepreneurs and found out what this week holds.
Veterans in entrepreneurship, women in entrepreneurship, Hispanics in entrepreneurship, those are all things that are going to be touched on this week at Phoenix Startup Week.
That's been going on, especially in the past 10 plus years, is that veterans are either a charity case.
And that's the narrative Philip Potter wants to change.
The narrative that's been going on, especially in the past 10 plus years, is that veterans are either a charity case.
Phoenix Startup Week began this morning with the Veterans and Entrepreneurship panel.
Well, I think veteran entrepreneurship is so important just because the veteran community, they have like characteristics that make them great entrepreneurs already.
According to the Department of Veterans Affairs, there are over 500,000 veterans in Arizona. Potter says many of those would make exceptional entrepreneurs.
Again, we're happy to help, we're happy to be involved, but given our druthers, I think we'd rather lead. We do have big ideas we can execute, so I think it all works out great for startups.
Entrepreneurs from around the country came to hear from the speakers and hopefully get some advice on how to make their startup a success.
Founders is venture capitalists and people that have had more experience than me. I'm like a dinosaur, but I did dream this up.
Phoenix Startup Week is at a different venue every day in the valley, from Phoenix to Chandler and Scottsdale.
What this does is it really highlights everything that's happening across the valley and all the different kind of, bits of DNA really within the startup ecosystem that we have here in Arizona.
You can register for this event online. It is free. Just visit phxstartupweek.com. In downtown Phoenix, I'm Sydney Glenn, Cronkite News.
Maintenance work at Sky Harbor International Airport means the SkyTrain will be out of service on and off over the next few months. Airport officials say the SkyTrain outages will mostly take place in the evenings and overnight through April 8th. Riders will have to switch trains to access the East Economy and 44th Street stations. A word of warning tonight from the Arizona Game and Fish Department. The valley's air temperatures may be up near the 90s, but area lakes are still cold enough to be deadly. Experts say water temperatures remain between the 50s and 60s, and water colder than 77 degrees can send a person into shock.
Arizona is now in peak flu season and a little later than usual, with more than 5,000 reported cases. Cronkite News reporter Audrey Wheel shows us just how bad flu activity is in Arizona and why it's spreading.
Every week, Walgreens releases a flu index, indicating which states and cities are being hit hardest by the flu. For the past 3 weeks, Arizona has ranked #1 in flu activity, and Phoenix and Tucson now rank 3rd and 4th respectively compared to the rest of the country. Health professionals admit it's hard to say why Arizona is suffering, but there are a few theories.
I don't want them picking something up from someone else, and I don't want them spreading it to anybody else either.
Parents I spoke to at the park today said they always make sure their kids get the flu shot. And experts say it's a good idea for everyone to get vaccinated. Because when it comes to the flu, you just never know.
The only predictable thing about flu is that it's unpredictable.
Some people get the flu and they recover without any medications, without any treatment. Other people get the flu, and sometimes they're young, healthy adults. They'll get the flu and they'll end up in the intensive care units.
In Arizona, incidences of the flu peaked about a month later than usual, just in the last few weeks.
It could just be that physicians or healthcare providers in one part of the country are testing more people for flu, or maybe it's hitting on the West Coast more than the East Coast, but it's really different every year.
Dr. Natasha Bouillon said it could even be an effect of the weather.
So some theories are because the weather is a little bit more warm this year, that's why it's peaking later.
Dr. Bouillon says because of the mild temperatures, people don't have their heaters or air conditioners running, and the air can become stagnant. Another possibility, flu vaccination rates are usually lower in Arizona than the rest of the country. But Sarah Mead isn't taking any chances.
They pick stuff up seriously like every week they're sick with something new. So if there's something that we can avoid, I'd rather do that.
The Department of Health Services says it tracks flu activity from October to September. So even though Arizona is seeing high activity now, cases of the flu can happen any time of the year. Audrey Wheel, Cronkite News.
Wildlife officials are working to identify new locations to release Mexican gray wolf packs that have been raised in captivity. This is Cronkite News video of a wolf release in northern New Mexico about a year ago. Now, federal forest and wildlife officials are looking at 9 Arizona locations across the Sitgreaves and Tonto National Forests as potential sites for wolf releases. The original release area has no more space for wolves to establish their territory. The Mexican wolf was added to the federal endangered species list in 1976.
Thousands gathered over the weekend in D.C. to mourn the death of Justice Antonin Scalia.
Coming up on Cronkite News, what Arizona natives had to say about losing the leading conservative voice on the high court.
Have you ever wanted to travel to space? One company is giving you the chance to at an out-of-this-world price.
In the middle of rather a drama.
I've been thinking about the circumstances of the crime and the nature of love.
It's romantic, is it? Isn't it?
Seems to me as if the answer is right in front of you.
I'm a high-functioning sociopath. You are being irrational.
Need to go.
Will you do a blood test?
No.
You want to hit me now?
Do you think that makes me a wicked woman, sister?
Will the prisoner rise? There is only one thing I would like. Pain.
Sex?
Heartbreak.
Or love? Oh, yummy.
Stop it! Papa? Is everything all right in there?
This is a box that showed you a world beyond your own. It was just a box, but the world has changed, and so have we. And now the box can be almost any size or shape. And you decide what you want to explore. Anytime, any place. Break out of the box with PBS.
The U.S. Supreme Court is back in session today, but it's not business as usual. For the first time in more than 30 years, the court is meeting without Justice Antonin Scalia, who was honored in memorial services this weekend. Cronkite News reporter Katie Beery in our Washington bureau has the impact Scalia left.
It's pretty quiet outside the Supreme Court right now, but it was a much different scene on Friday when Justice Antonin Scalia was lying in repose in the court's Great Hall.
In a sea of thousands, a few faces from Arizona. A handful of Valley natives waited hours outside the Supreme Court Friday to honor the late Justice Antonin Scalia. Like Andrew Everston, a Chandler native and current freshman at American University.
I'm here to pay my respects to a man who definitely shaped the face of America, whether or not you agree with his views.
And he wasn't the only student.
It was a strong, conservative, strict constitutionalist opinion that, for the sake of argument, is good to have.
Others echoed that Scalia's strict interpretation of the Constitution arguably changed the face of history.
Promoting the Constitution and interpreting it, literally and not like as a living, breathing document.
Phoenix native Rachel Powell came, even in the chilly temperatures, with her 4-month-old son, James.
But it's definitely not like Arizona, so he's definitely a little cold today.
Alyssa Anderson was another Phoenix transplant.
Well, I'm working in the Senate, so I just came to pay my respects. I figured this is probably just a huge moment of history that I got lucky to be a part of.
I'm glad to be here, and I'm a little chilly, so.
Despite the cold temperatures, the mood was warm in the line that snaked down East Capitol Street on Friday evening.
Scalia was buried Saturday after a funeral service at the National Shrine of Immaculate Conception. Reporting from the Supreme Court, Katie Beery, Cronkite News.
Scalia's last decision was against the Environmental Protection Agency's Clean Power Plan, or CPP. The CPP is part of President Obama's move to fix climate change, and the plan contained ways to reduce carbon emissions. At Arizona State, scientists have their own idea of how to reduce carbon emissions. The device you see here is designed to protect the Earth from climate change by capturing carbon. The Center for Negative Carbon Emissions at ASU aims to collect and sequester massive amounts of carbon dioxide by catching it from the air and then recycling or disposing of it. For now, the device is only 12% effective, but the center hopes it will one day be able to use the carbon to create alternatives to fossil fuels. To read the full in-depth report on carbon capture, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
One Arizona company is aiming to change your worldview. Cronkite News reporter Ben Brown tells us about plans to offer an opportunity that was once only available to astronauts.
It's the final frontier in adventure tourism. Space, a place that seems foreign to us Earthlings, could be the next hot trip destination for the public in as early as 2 years.
It's a space-age helium balloon.
The sun comes up, creates these amazing colors. Our cameras have captured some phenomenal sunrises from the edge of space.
100,000 feet high, to be exact. The Tucson-based company Worldview believes there's a market for this unique experience.
Then you see the terminus of light coming below you, lighting up the ground and watching morning happen on our Earth. Hang out there for a few more hours, have a drink at the bar, ultimate status update on Facebook.
Worldview specializes in high-altitude balloon flights used for scientific payloads and research. Now, Worldview wants to offer space tourism as well.
I get so jealous talking to astronauts, right? And they tell us about this life-changing experience and how they saw the Earth from the edge of space and what it did for their appreciation of our planet. And I'm just like, ugh.
The giant balloon starts out rather small.
The balloon that we're using is known as a zero pressure, and that just has to do with differential pressure with the atmosphere. And so that will expand as the gas inside will expand as we get up there.
The balloon will carry a capsule that can hold 6 passengers and 2 crew members.
To give you an idea of what the capsule will look like, here is a scaled mock-up of a window passengers will be able to look through as they float up to the stratosphere.
One of the things we want to do is offer a way for people to change their worldview, not only by going to the edge of space, but by providing instrumentation and scientific ways of understanding our Earth with unmanned balloons as well.
Passengers on this flight will literally have a worldview.
The trip will cost each passenger a pretty penny, $75,000. The company plans to launch its flights out of Tucson and possibly Page in 2018. Ben Brown, Cronkite News.
From the traditional African drum beats to mainstream rap from NWA and Kanye.
Black culture never seems to forget its roots, coming up on Cronkite News. How the sound heard here has transformed across the years and why it matters to Valley residents.
We are here tonight to explore tough issues.
You've got to have people around you who aren't just laying rose petals in front of your way.
And I kid you not, this is true.
Trust is everything.
This has been so much fun.
It's about reaching people.
There are more players on the world stage. The issues are more complex.
We ask the questions that take us closer to the truth.
What happened and what might happen.
Because that's what we do.
Would you like doing something like I do? I couldn't do this. I'm not qualified.
I was thinking exactly the same thing.
Hi, I'm Charlie Rose. As part of the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication at ASU, Arizona PBS is providing a state-of-the-art venue for the next generation of journalists. From newsrooms in Washington, Los Angeles, and here in Phoenix, students engage in real-time, real-world news reporting, broadcast production, and online innovation. The Cronkite School and Arizona PBS working together in new ways to bridge the classroom to the community in the digital age.
Music and dance have been a key part of Black culture for many centuries, from its main roots in Africa to today's pop culture.
Cronkite News reporter Johnny Soto explains how 2 different generations can march to the beat of the same drum.
Dance moves such as the jitterbug, lindy hop, and uprock have been incorporated into America's pop culture throughout the years. However, it's important to note the origin of these dance moves.
Traditionally and culturally, it's been in the African culture for so many years that you can't help but to notice the connections to the rhythms, to the music, the sound, the essence of what it brings through hip hop, through jazz, through all genres of music.
Ever since its big splash in the 1970s, hip-hop has been associated with both Black and American culture. Rapper John Candyman Schaefer worked alongside NWA when the hip-hop movement became more activist a decade later, and states that they got their inspiration from looking back.
It all stems from, the motherland. A lot of that, our culture, the breakdancing, the way we move our bodies, the way we play the drums, that's where it originated from. Like, this is not something that we just made up on our own. There's roots to this, legitimate roots.
Knocking while I'm hip hopping. Many people say my lyrics are shocking just because of the simple subject.
Today's hip-hop scene is much different from when it originated. However, getting back to basics is still a key for inspiration.
Right now, we see a lot of artists doing that. The J. Coles, the Kendrick Lamars, all of those people that now are putting the skills and the lyrics back into the content, saying something like when it started.
Some of hip-hop's instrumentals can be traced back to Africa, and as Arizona's Kwambe Omowale African Drum and Dance Theater demonstrates, there's a variety of instruments that can be used as a muse for a beat.
One of the things that we try to do, although we focus on West Africa, is to show the differences between the countries and between the ethnic groups that are within the countries.
Continuing the heritage of Black culture, Schaefer oversees the MC portion of the DJ program that Scottsdale Community College offers and hopes to teach its students the meaning of hip-hop and where it comes from. In the Broadcast Center, Johnny Soto, Cronkite News.
Spring training kicks off next week, and the Diamondbacks are already looking at ways to attract more fans.
Coming up on Cronkite News, how many fans came out to the first pitcher-catcher practice, and the team's new marketing campaign that plans to bring even more.
We are here tonight to explore tough issues.
You've got to have people around you who aren't just laying rose petals in front of your way.
And I kid you not, this is true.
Trust is everything.
This has been so much fun. It's about reaching people.
There are more players on the world stage. The issues are more complex. We ask the questions that take us closer to the truth.
What happened and what might happen.
Because that's what we do.
Would you like doing something like I do?
I couldn't do this. I'm not qualified. I was thinking exactly the same thing.
For only the third time in the award's 74-year history, a Phoenix-based news operation wins the prestigious Alfred I. DuPont Columbia Award for Excellence in Broadcast Journalism. And this year, that news operation is Cronkite News, the news division of Arizona PBS, honored for its work on the groundbreaking documentary, Hooked, Tracking Heroin's Hold on Arizona. Cronkite News at Arizona PBS, award-winning journalism you can count on from the station you trust.
Diamondback pitchers and catchers kicked off spring training with their first practice of the season, where some loyal fans came out to see the practice ahead of the first full squad workout tomorrow. Last season, the D-backs saw an average of 25,600 fans per game, which put them only 23rd in overall attendance out of 30 teams. The D-backs hope to attract fans this season with a new marketing campaign, new uniforms, new players, and what they hope is a promising season.
I think the whole vibe and atmosphere here in this clubhouse is that we're a playoff team now. So obviously we haven't played any games yet, so that's what's exciting as we get to start preparing, start seeing where our team actually is and not just on paper.
The Diamondbacks Fan Fest drew around 30,000 fans over the weekend, a record for the event. The team hopes the excitement carries over into the season. The D-backs will take on the University of Arizona in their first spring training game next Tuesday.
Meanwhile, Arizona State baseball kicked off their season honoring alumni Dustin Pedroia and Andre Ethier. Their numbers were retired and added to the Wall of Honor at ASU's baseball's Phoenix Municipal Stadium. The current MLB pros also threw out the first pitch, with Pedroia throwing to his cousin, current ASU second baseman Andrew Snow. The alum brought along their families to enjoy the occasion, and their former head coach Pat Murphy was on hand to see his players honored.
They're great players, and to be back with former players, I mean, that's like a huge coaching thrill. You know, it's great to see them.
Look at all those names, and I can remember staring at them all those times, you know, during VP or playing games when I was here, and you know, just looking at those names, and to be one part of it, it's you know, something definitely special, and I guess it gives a lot of you know, testament to the program this year.
The two alum will now report for spring training, and while Ethier won't have to travel far for Dodger spring training in Goodyear, Pedroia will go to Florida with the Red Sox.
Cronkite News is proud to be the news division of Arizona PBS. Here's what's coming up on Arizona Horizon and PBS NewsHour.
On the next Arizona Horizon, we'll take a look at the state of Arizona's water infrastructure, and we'll learn about the benefits of dual language programs for Valley students. That's on the next Arizona Horizon.
I'm Judy Woodruff. On the next NewsHour, the latest in the presidential race after voters in South Carolina and Nevada have their say. That's Monday on the PBS NewsHour.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thanks for joining us.
For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.